we also wanted to talk to you about CNN suing the Trump administration, asking that their correspondent Jim Acosta be given his press credentials back.
It's been a few days now that Jim Acosta hasn't had his hard pass anymore. That's the kind of pass that lets us into the White House whenever we want. He had that revoked by the Secret Service, a decision taken by the White House press office. Now there is this lawsuit from CNN against the president and against his close aides. It's an unusual one, but one in which CNN might very well be successful, because they'll be doing this on First Amendment grounds, the freedom of expression and freedom of the press in the United States. So they think they'll be successful. There has already been a White House response to this. Press Secretary Sarah Sanders says this is more grandstanding from CNN, but she changes her tack in her statement also, because remember where this comes from. This comes from the press conference from the president just after the midterm elections, in which there was a heated exchange between Donald Trump and Jim Acosta in the front row at that press conference. And there was that moment where an intern tried to get the microphone back from the correspondent, and he seemed to refuse to give it back and wanted to continue asking questions. The press secretary at the time said this was a case of the correspondent laying hands on that White House intern. That was a lie. It wasn't true. I saw it with my own eyes. That has now changed. The White House now saying the simple reason why Jim Acosta had his credentials revoked was because he refused to give up the microphone and hand it to other correspondents. The White House is on very, very shaky ground here. And this lawsuit will be an interesting one, because, of course, it'll lead us to find out how exactly the White House made its decisions and why it tweeted out a video that had been doctored and tried to show that Jim Acosta was violent in his confrontation with the White House intern. It's not a good situation between the press and the White House. That much is clear.
Indeed. All right. Thank you very much, Philip.